Alright everyone, we've got some important tech news here, which is that Truthsocial is tentatively ready for a February launch. Initially it was going to be, I think, in January, but it's already going to be on the Apple Store and all of these other things. Now, here's a prediction about the trajectory of things. Truthsocial is Trump's social media attempt, so it's going to be, I think, roughly a hybrid between Twitter and Facebook, with video functionality literally provided by Rumble. Rumble, by the way, is growing very quickly. I'm either just shy or just past 55,000 subscribers. Only the other day I hit 54,000. The growth there is certainly a lot larger than YouTube. The site has skyrocketed, sort of like with Getter. Now, what I predict is this. Rumble is too large and Truthsocial will have too much financial backing, I think, to be directly attacked by the legacy media, legacy tech firm, vertical monopoly, and driven out of existence. Trump's new effort will be, I think, more sophisticated than his former effort, which was basically him blogging with the ability of people to share his thoughts. That didn't have enough of an impact because what Trump, I think he understands this, but I think he wanted to rush something out to be able to speak more freely. The problem is that people want to engage with his content. This includes hate posting by leftoids. This is why I think Truthsocial may very well be the straw that breaks the camel's back and begins a quicker descent of the legacy tech sites. People on the left goddamn love Trump. They don't hate Trump. They love him. They love to shitpost and hate post and drive themselves insane and clutch their pearls when he says things that they consider to be evil or incoherent. They loved it. The Krasensteins will be on Truthsocial. That's a guarantee. At the very least, these people will make lurking accounts in order to be able to see what's going on so that they can shitpost about it on Twitter. Eventually, they'll probably be compelled and antagonized enough to make active accounts. This is something that is different from the other Twitter alternatives especially. Now, with video alternatives, you've already got a plethora of material there. It's way beyond politics and news at this point. You got gaming, you got makeup tutorials and shit. You've got BitChute, you've got Rumble, you've got Odyssey. Minds has that functionality, implemented that some time ago. Definitely boosted it. For some reason, there are still people that use Vimeo. They claim to be one of the bigger YouTube alternatives. I'm wondering how, since they're more censored than YouTube, kick everyone off and there's never any engagement on the content. I call bullshit. I think that they fuck with their metrics. Dailymotion probably does too, based on the engagement totals outside of the francophone-speaking world. But Truthsocial, it's going to have Trump. It's going to have a refined video functionality from a company that's not technically new tech at all. It dates to 2013. It's sophisticated. It's got $1 billion valuation, huge investment capabilities, a huge pool of users that is fast growing. It's also beginning to attract, and this is, I think, the biggest thing. It's beginning to attract the smart money streamer crowd. You saw, Rumble was bragging about this a couple days ago. The third largest streamer on YouTube by revenue decided to join Rumble. Probably because Rumble gives you a considerably bigger cut than YouTube does. And by the way, YouTube's light years ahead of places like Twitch when it comes to this. When you begin absorbing the money, this can start the long, slow process of degrading the free speech aspect of a site, although it takes a decade or so. So don't worry, Rumble, I think, is a good place to be. But it certainly absorbs a crowd. And the streamer crowd has a younger audience than people who do standalone videos like this, generally speaking. That's why I've branched out more into streaming, because you get a better cross-section sort of audience. When that begins to happen, if you have the hate posters, the cross posters from Twitter and Reddit, the leftoids, joining the site even just to lurk, and begin giving the site attention, whether it's on the site itself or off-site, you have people communicating directly with Trump effectively, or at least they feel like it because he's posting there, and they're able to reply. It'll be called retruth or something like that. To post a truth, to retruth is the equivalent of retweeting or whatever. That will make the site skyrocket. And because it's paired with Rumble, by the way, for those that do not have Rumble accounts, I strongly suggest you get one. Yes, I know, to the purists out there, as well as to people who don't even care about free speech and are effectively shilling because they're afraid of new tech, David Brock posters. Yeah, I know that Rumble's not puristic when it comes to free speech, but it is considerably ahead of YouTube and similar old wave alternatives, number one. Number two, as far as content creators like me who are constantly embattled because people that we want to watch are banned, because people that have overlapping audiences are banned, like what happened with Patreon when I lost half of the income I was getting from it when Sargon got kicked off for a fucking joke. When that sort of thing happens, we're going to attempt to use alternatives where that will not happen. This is the pure truth. I don't worry about being banned on YouTube. I worry that the people I want to watch will be banned on YouTube. I don't worry about getting kicked off the platform. I worry about being algorithmically throttled because the sort of things I talk about are behind a wall of priority creators. Rumble doesn't do that. Its algorithms do not favor people because they happen to be already rich or famous. That's why I've got 55,000 people following me there, despite, again, not being on the platform for very long. The same is true of Odyssey and BitChute. Their algorithms favor content creators. YouTube's algorithms and the algorithms on places like Twitter favor people who are cherry-picked. They are hand-picked, and they are given special priority status, which initially was just about preventing bot raids from taking down Jimmy Fallon or CNN by screwing with the bots that they already deployed. Initially, it was just about preventing people that were given priority because they knew that the material would be fine. CNN is not going to post porn or something like that, so they gave the account protection. That was all it was. Now, those accounts inevitably appear first in any search result, far ahead even if sometimes you post your own video titles verbatim. Even if you post them literally verbatim, that is, if you copy out the title of one of my videos and you put it in search, half the time it won't be the first result on YouTube. But I've never had that problem with any of these other video hosting sites, including Dailymotion, which is older than YouTube. Certainly not a free speech tech site. In fact, they don't even allow Amazon links in the fucking description. I believe, though, Truthsocial will be almost instantly banned off Apple Store. The app for that might be preemptively banned. Google will ban them. Probably links to Truthsocial will probably be throttled or have a warning link like BitChute links had for a while on Twitter. They will be harassed. Trump needs to understand, the people running the site and Rumble partners, you need to understand you will be attacked. There will be hacking attempts. There will be brigading. Leftoids will pour onto the site to post like swastikas and shit in order to convince, and then they'll screen cap it, send it to CNN, and CNN will write up a beefy report on how you're a bunch of evil Nazis. This will happen. It's happened to all the other sites too. Ultimately, though, because it's got the backing of a multi-billionaire, etc., and it has this Rumble attachment to it, a site that's been there for almost a decade, I don't think it'll work. Again, I think this could be the straw that breaks the camel's back. You could see, by the way, over the next few years, these new tech sites will probably gobble one another up and become more powerful. While, again, more sites proliferate. And again, this process is continuous. That's, by the way, a very good thing. Rumble already grabbed up locals. Now they're partnering with this other site that has even more backing financially than they have. You have this happening. You've got open solicitation for investment for all of these major new tech sites. You got the Minds and the BitChutes of the world. Substack has taken off. Fuck, I think it's 5,200 people following me, and I've only made, 32 or 33 articles on the whole site in the course of over a year? That's not bad engagement. These sites are the place to be. It's not Facebook. I haven't used that in years. Facebook sucks ass. Twitter, other than being a dumpster fire and a DM machine, sucks ass. I hope Truthsocial has direct messaging, because Getter doesn't, and Gab, their system sucks, and Minds is encrypted, and fuck that. That'd be nice. I know you can just use snail mail, aka email, but I'd rather be a little bit beyond boomer on that one. That's about all. Peace out.